Oh, it's a great honour for me to have the living legend, one of my favourite all-time fighters, one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, the legendary Michael CarbaJal. Welcome to a ringside seat with Tassie, mate. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for having me, Grant.
No
Thank
problem,
you.
mate. I just want to start off, Michael. I remember when you won the 88 silver medal at the Olympics because I was watching live. I was quite young, but I remember it like it was yesterday. And being a little fighter myself at the time, I was a flyweight and bantamweight as a junior boxer. And I just followed your whole career from the time you turned pro until the end, mate. So for me, this is a real honour.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's go back to the start, mate. What age did you pick up the gloves and start boxing?
I started thinking about it at the age of 6, 7 years old. I always told my father that I wanted to fight. He was an amateur fighter, a Golden Glove state champion. That's all, as far as he went. And I told him that I wanted to do the same thing. And he said, wait till you get a little older. So I waited till I was 14 years old, had my first amateur fight.
Wow, that's awesome. How many amateurs did you finish up having, Michael?
I was 100 wins and 10 losses.
Wow, that's impressive.
Thank you.
And you were a Golden Gloves national champion and a 3-time USA national champion, Pan Am medalist, and obviously the 88 silver medal at the Olympics. What a great amateur career.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. I just went in there to win, and that's what kept me winning. Is I stuck that into my mind. I'm going to win this fight after fight, and most of them I won.
How was it when you actually made the Olympics? Like, I mean, it's something that I just missed out on myself back in 2000 in Sydney. So to actually make the Olympics, would be an amazing, thrill. How was it when you knew that you were actually representing the US at the 88 Seoul Olympics?
It was very exciting. I was really excited about it. I really, at the beginning of my amateur career, I never even thought about making the Olympics. All I wanted to do is get some experience and turn professional. So it all happened like a snap of a finger, and I was excited. I was really excited.
And to make it through to the final, mate, unbelievable. And obviously it was a very controversial. The Seoul Olympics was a pretty corrupt Olympic Games, to say at least. Your teammate Roy Jones as well. And how did you feel obviously after that fight? Did you think you'd done enough to win the gold medal?
Yeah, I thought I'd done enough to win, but I was just happy enough to represent the United States of America. So I was very happy with that, and the way it went, the gold medal match just went. I knew in my heart that I won, so I was very happy.
And obviously you signed with Top Rank straight after the Olympics?
Yes, right after the Olympics, I signed with Top Rank.
And your debut was on your Heroes undercard, Roberto Duran. How was that for you being on? Because they call you little Roberto, little hands of stone. How was it fighting on your idols and undercard?
That was just unbelievable how everything happened. He's my idol, and here I am fighting my professional debut on his card with Iran Barkley, and that was just unbelievable. I was very excited, and I just want to go in there and look good and fight the way that I fight. And there it was. I fought Will Grigsby, who also became a world champion later on.
Yeah, and there's a few guys that you beat early and they become world champions, which is a testament to you. I just want to talk about that fight with Duran and Barkley. My beautiful deceased mother recently. That was her favourite fight. She loved that fight with Brandon Barkley, and so that's a special fight for me. And I've had the pleasure to meet Roberto the last few years, and what a great man, what a living legend he is.
Oh yes, he is. He's one. Well, to me, he's the best fighter ever.
Yeah.
Grant is the best fighter ever with everything that he has accomplished, just the way he fought, his style, and he is the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. How many fights into your career before your first world title shot, Michael?
What was that? I'm sorry.
How many fights before you got your world title shot?
I believe it was 15 fights.
And how did it feel when you knew you were getting the big one, the world title?
I was really excited because, well, first before I even got the title shot, I knew I was going to get it if I won the NABF title on my 14th fight. And after that, once I won that fight, I said, "There I am. I'm. Here's what I've always wanted to do since I started fighting, and got my world title shot. Very, very excited. That's like one of my best fights. That is that world title against Moonshot Kid Kasem. Everybody thought that was an easy fight, but that was my toughest fight, with besides Chiquita Gonzalez, and it's because it was so tough because of the fact that he hit so hard, and I was like, he was hitting me with the jab. I went back to my corner and I said, "Man, he keeps hitting me with that right hand." And they said, "Michael, it's not a right hand. That's a jab." I said, "Whoa, shit! I better get him out of here then." And I went in with the game plan of getting him out of there and fighting smart, and that's what I did, and won the fight with the seventh round knockout.
And
Was,
yeah, mate. Look, yeah, that's the thing. You're one of the biggest punchers, in the for your division, mate. You got a lot of guys out of there. Did you prefer to box at times, or did you always sort of hope to finish your opponent?
whichever way that I could win the fight. That's just what I went through. Just took my time, and if I had to box, if I had to fight, whatever it took to win.
And you made about 11 defenses of that title. Was that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And then you unified in my favorite fight, probably my favorite fight of all time. You versus Chiquita Gonzalez, the great Mexican, and what a fight, mate! You were down twice, and an unbelievable comeback and a great knockout win for you, and unified the division or unified the belts. Tell me about that fight, mate. 'Cause that's a fight that I watched on replay many, many times, mate. What a war!
Oh yeah, we started right from the first round on. I know we had it. Because we were telling each other we were going to knock each other out. So he said, "I'm gonna knock you out." No, yeah, I'm knocking you out. That's all there is to it. And he goes, one thing he told me is, "Well, don't run from me, Michael." I said, "We'll see. We'll see about that. There's no running here." So we had a war. I mean, right from the first round on. I loved it because I love wars. I just loved it. It was a great fight, really great. Knocked me down twice and came back up and knocked him out. It was great. It was great.
You caught him with a left hook on the ropes, yeah, and sort of, yeah.
He caught me with the right hook. He was southpaw. I mean, there's that punch that he caught me with would have knocked anybody out. I mean, I was hurt. I was really hurt. When I got up, I know I slammed the canvas because I was down on the ground again. Not knowing that I was down on the ground, but I felt that I was down. So I said, "Shit, I'm down again." So I got up and I said, "I got to take care of this. I know he's going to come out and come right after me." So I knew that was going on. So I was still hurt when he came out, and I was against the ropes. and he was just punching it, and I was punching back, and I was still, I didn't feel the canvas with my right leg. I was still hurt. So once I moved to the left, right by the corner, my leg came back. I said, "Okay, you're mine now. This is it. You're mine now. You had everything that you gave to me, and I said, I know I got you now, because I felt that strength that came into me, and it was unbelievable fight. I loved it too. I loved it. I watch it all the time.
I don't know how many times I've watched it, mate. I used to watch it with my beautiful father back in the day, and every time it was still fresh and new. Like, here he goes again. He comes back, and it was. And what was you saying to him? Was you telling him to get up, because it looked like you were, when he went down, you were.
He's not getting up. He's not getting up. That's what I was saying. He's not going to get up. And that's what happened. He didn't get up, so I just started jumping up and down. Oh, yeah. Fight.
Yeah,
Never thought.
your celebration was awesome, mate. That's yeah, and a
We
lot of
never
people.
I
Sorry.
never thought it was going to be a unification, because I never even thought about it. I just wanted to win a world title, and which I had, and to defend it. That's all I wanted to do. But when I fought Chiquita as a WBC champion, and this was going to be a unification, I said, "Oh, hell yeah. Let's get it. Let's get this going. Let's get it on."
And not many people probably know this, Michael, but you were the first guy in the lower weights to to be $1 million plus fighter. You brought all the attention to the lighter weights, which we know the heavyweights and the middleweights have always had the big purses, but you were the first of the light flyweights to ever get the big payday. That's true.
Yes, that's true. That's the thing that me and Chiquita opened up that. We opened that division up, and from the lighter weights on up to up maybe up to the welterweight division, we opened that up. So all these other fighters that came around uh, later on knew, because it's the money thing that opened it up, and the way we fought that fight, how exciting it was, just made it even bigger. So that's great. And I hear all the guys saying, "Michael, you're the pioneer." That I'm very proud of that. I'm
Oh,
very
you are. You are. I mean, the guys that went on after you, mate. I mean, yeah, they really owe you a lot. You brought so much attention and glamour to the lighter weight. So, I think they all need to thank you for sure.
I'm very proud of that. Coming from all the champions that tell me that, I'm very proud. It makes me really happy.
That's great, mate. You obviously had two more fights with Chiquita, and they were both split decisions against your way. Did you think you won the second and third fight?
I thought I won, but I didn't complain about it. I just take it as it comes and say, okay, I just got to come back. And that's the way I took it. I was disappointed, but it's not like I was down and out of it because of the fact I just wanted to become champion again.
And you did, mate. You ended up being a six-time world champion, which is what an unbelievable feat, mate. Did you ever dream? We all dream as kids, and we all want to be a champ. Do you ever dream that you'd be a six-time world champion?
Never, never. I never thought that the career that I have had, I would have never thought of it. Never in my whole imagination. Which I wanted to do was just win a world title, and I would have been satisfied.
Yeah.
But everything else came up. The way it did is unbelievable. I look back and I said, "Man, wow, that's great."
And people that know boxing, they know the Ring Magazine is the title there is the most prestigious title. So you got Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. What year was that, Michael?
With Chiquita, that was what year? That was
No,
1993.
when you got Fighter of the Year, Fighter. of the year? 93. And also you won Ring Magazine Fight of the Year as well.
Yes, it was. I mean,
Unbelievable.
it was very unbelievable. You know, them accolades right there told a lot. It just says a lot.
Oh, you can't beat it, mate. And also, at one stage, you was pound for pound number one.
Yes, I was. That year in '94, I was pound for pound number one.
And you
So
would have been ahead of some big names back then too, yeah.
you had Riddick Bowe, you had Roy Jones, you had Chavez, you had all of them. All of them guys.
He was voted above Chavez. Wow,
Yeah,
that's what an honor. He's also one of my favorite fighters.
very great honor. I was so proud of that. I mean, I never would have thought that either, you know. And that's great. It's great.
And how good, Michael, a light flyweight could be number one pound for pound. I mean, that's again to your achievements. I mean, you brought so much focus on the lighter weights. That's incredible. What a great effort. What an achievement.
Yes, it is. It's a great achievement. When I look back and I think about it and how many great fighters there were that they chose me over them. All them great fighters that I just said. Oh man, it's unbelievable. So just unbelievable now. Just looking back at it now, I get emotional.
Of course. And you also got Ring Magazine Comeback Fighter of the Year as well.
Yes, that was on my last fight. I got that comeback.
Jorge Arce, was it, or
Jorge Arce? I got comeback fighter of the year.
He went on to become I think a 3-4 time division world champion. He actually fought my dear friend and sparring partner Hussein twice in great fights from Australia. RC was a great fighter, but you knocked him out.
Yes, he was. Well, I got a story about Arce. Arce was young at the time. He was 21 years old. He was world champion, and I had just made a comeback after I lost my title. I took a year, probably a year off. I didn't take it off. I didn't know if I was going to come back. Later on or not. I took that year off and I kept saying, man, I got to come back. I remember what my father told me. See, this happened when I was 7 years old. This is what my father said. I didn't know at the time that I said this. He said, right before my first fight at 14 years old, he goes, you remember what you told me when you were 7 years old? I said, no. And he goes, well, you told me you're going to be a world champion and that you're going to retire a champion. And I said, wow. I said that at 7 years old. Look at what happened. It turned out to be true. It's unbelievable. And anyways, on my comeback, I said, I'm going to do what my father said that I said that I'm going to do. And I came back and all I wanted to do was win the world title. And then after I won that world title, I retired.
And and you beat a future star, like a great champion in his right. Also, you made inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Was you inducted with Chiquita as well?
Yes, we were. We were inducted together.
That was special.
Yes, that was very special. And we talked about it and we just said like, hey, that was a fight. That was a great fight for both of us. I mean, maybe not Chiquita's, his was a disappointment, but he was still happy about it. He was still very, very good sport, great man. I love Chiquita.
Friendship? You got a friendship with Chiquita?
Oh, yes.
That's special.
We talked a few times on the phone. We don't talk all the time, but when we see each other, we talk. We talk just like we're friends. it's the respectfulness that we have for each other.
It's a great thing about boxing, Michael, as you know. I mean, Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward become good friends after 3 fights. So that's the beautiful thing about our sport. It's just business, it's not personal, and we share so much with a fighter, especially, so it's great to hear that.
Yes, it is. It's just like, it's a competition. You want to be better than him and fight and just win and say, I'm going to be better this night, whatever night it is, I'm going to be better. And that's all it is to it. That's how I took all my fights.
And you got inducted to the Hall of Fame in your first year of eligibility too. I mean, that's huge.
Yes, it is. I've never, really paid attention to that till afterwards. When they said that, I didn't even know. I said, really? I never knew about all that. So that's another grateful thing. I mean, it was just a wonderful career, Grant. I mean, like I said, I get emotional when I think back. I said, man, that was great. Great. So I'm gonna live with that, and the most proud of all of it, is all the accolades that I gotten. Is the fact that I retired a world champion. That's me. That's the most that I'm proud of, because I said I was going to do it. I didn't know the way I was going to do it, and I did it on a very, very great way, the way that I came back. And even I was losing that fight with Arce. I knew if I didn't knock him out, I was going to lose the fight by points. So that's what makes it even greater. So they come back even greater.
And how much does it mean for you the way you represent Phoenix, Arizona? I mean, you've always, how much does your city mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. I've always mentioned Phoenix every time after each fight. It's about Phoenix, Arizona, and all of Arizona. Tell you the truth. I mean, I was just loyal to the soil, and I've always mentioned them about all my fans in Phoenix. I always dedicated it to them. So it was great.
And you do a lot now, like you train, you train kids. You do a lot for the community. How long have you been training, and teaching kids and training boxers?
Since '99, after I retired, I've had the gym since 1993. So wow. Kept it on, kept going to this day, and going on to the future.
And your city loves you so much, mate. It must be unbelievable to be, one of the pride of Phoenix.
Very, very much so, and I'm proud of that. They renamed the street where I lived my whole life. I lived, Fillmore Street, and they renamed it Michael Carbajal's Way. Wow. Michael Carvajal. And unbelievable, like I said, Grant. I mean, all of this due to the fact of a great career. I love it. I just love it. Very, very proud.
So you should be. What's some other good names that you fought? Obviously, we spoke about Gonzalez and Arce. Who's some other opponents that stand out in your mind on your 6 world title wins?
I can name a few. I mean, if you want to name my favorite fights, there was a lot of title defenses, and one of my favorite fights was the first world title against MICHAEL CARBAJAL, because that fight I fought really. I mean, my opinion was that was the best fight I ever fought. If you look at that fight, you'll know why. I mean, I totally enjoyed watching that fight. And it was my first world title, and I was so excited, very, very grateful.
No, that's awesome, mate. And guys like Julio Cesar Chavez, like legendary Mexican fighters, like obviously it must be great to have people like that, Fernando Vargas and all the great fighters. Obviously, respect you so much. What do you have a relationship with Chavez and people like that?
No, when we see each other, we're just like friends.
Yeah,
We run into each other all the time. So sure, I get along with everybody. I mean, all the great champions. Hearing them say something about me and saying great things about me is very. I'm very proud, and that's great that they say things like that. Just as I would say something about any other fighter that I
yeah,
love to.
100%. A great Mexican too. I think he was lighter than you, Ricardo Lopez. Also another very good little fighter. I guess he owes you as well for putting the little guys on the map.
Well, okay, I didn't get that.
Was it Ricardo Lopez? He was another good fighter.
Who was that?
Ricardo Lopez from Mexico, the strawweight.
Yes, he was. He was a great fighter. Uh, I wish I could have fought him. I really wanted that fight, and I know he said he wanted that fight with me, but I don't think he wanted it because he would have lost that zero. He didn't, he was scared to lose that zero,
That's
and
right.
so he could have made. Why? The only reason I say that is because a lot of fighters fight for the money or fight, just to win. I mean, a lot of fighters, I'm very sure Ricardo Lopez was like that. But he would have made way more money, way more money. He didn't make the most he made was 100,000, maybe 50,000,
Really?
$50,000. If he would have moved up weight just a couple pounds, 1, 3 pounds, he would have made way more money. Even the fact he would have did that with Chiquita too, but he didn't
Yeah.
move up. They're from the same Mexico City. I would have thought them two would have fought, but Chiquita says that he didn't move up weight. He didn't do it. And I told Chiquita, wonder why he didn't do it. You know why? We joked around, right? We said, why? It's a zero. He was scared to lose that. So that's how we say. That's what I think of Ricardo Lopez. He is a great fighter. I mean, that would have been a fight. I know that would have been a great fight
Who's
between
some of
me
your
and
who's some of your fighters that you like that's boxing today? Like who do you really like to watch currently?
right now. I like Crawford. I like Inouye.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a few fighters. There's a few other fighters that I like. I just watch them and see, who has a style. I love Mikey Garcia. I love
Yeah.
a lot of the fighters. I mean, that I love to watch. There's a
I
lot more than the ones that I just named. I just can't think of everybody's name.
I actually interviewed Robert Garcia yesterday, Michael, and I told him I was interviewing you, and apparently his sister done an interview of you recently as well.
Yes. They have a great family, and
Good people.
Robert fight. I watched Robert fight. I loved his style too. They had the same style. Him and Mikey had the same style, and that's in front of their great father. I mean, that family is so grateful. They have a lot of heart, and I love that. They were just at my gym, and the daughter interviewed me. So yeah, that was great. It was just great, great feeling.
And do you know my former trainer, Jeff Fennick, our full division world champion?
Yes, very. I love Jeff Fennick. He was very determined. He just wouldn't quit. He'll keep coming at you, and he was tough. I mean, he didn't back down, and that's what I love about Jeff Fennick. He just kept coming no matter what. Even when he fought the Mexicans, I said, "Oh, this is going to be a tough fight here with Jeff Fennick." So he was very, very good fighter. He was rough. He was rough. He was a rough ass. That's what I call him.
He still is. We speak all the time. I love Jeff. He's been my mentor for years, and it was a pleasure to train with him. But he was like a Mexican. He was down and dirty, and he also loved Roberto Duran as well. So I think a lot of his style was like
Oh,
Roberto.
yes. Roberto Duran is great. I mean, I don't think anybody could fight like him. No one. I don't care if it's Muhammad Ali or anybody. To me, my opinion, he's the greatest of all time.
He was smart too. He was like very very defensive minded as well, hard to hit.
Yeah. He was all. If you wanted to be a fighter, that's who I wanted to be like. So I came close to it.
Oh, you sure did.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No worries, Michael. And so what did they? How do they pronounce when they call you Little Hands of Stone? What is it in? How do they say it in? Is it in Mexican?
Manita de pierda. Manita de pierda is the little hand of stone.
That's awesome.
Because he's manos de pierda. So
That's that's really cool. Have you ever thought about coming to Australia one day?
man, I want to go to Australia all the time. I mean, that's in my mind. I got other places I want to go to, and I would love to go to Australia. I would love it.
If you ever do come down, Michael, please make sure you let me know. I'll do whatever I can to make you know you have a special trip, show you around the beaches, and it's a very beautiful place.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. If I ever go over there, believe me, I'll give you a call.
Awesome, mate. And how's life now? How's life after boxing? How are you? How are you currently? Like, how's everything going?
Everything's going well. Everything, just about my life, having just relaxing. I have the gym going, so that's what keeps me going. Is the gym and all the kids that are coming in really keeps me going. I mean, I would never leave boxing alone. So all throughout it, throughout my lifetime, I'm always going to be around boxing.
Yeah, the
Never
same, mate. People don't understand us fighters. It never leaves us. It's in our blood, and it's the most addictive thing ever. It's always in our blood. I've been retired for a few years now. I coach kids as well, and it's a great feeling to give back to the community.
very, very much. I just love to give back. I mean, it's just natural. It's just natural for me. So um, I just go on day by day, give back, and show all the kids what I have learned, and hopefully one of them fighters become a world champion and even better than I was.
Do you have any future up and coming champions at the moment?
Yes, there's a bunch of them that are very talented, but you just would never know. You just never know. It's really tough, and I let them know how tough it is and how hard you guys got to work. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Yeah.
That's awesome, Michael. Well, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for your time today. As I said, you're one of my favorite fighters. I remember growing up watching the fights with you and Chiquita, and it's very humbling to be talking to you today because I really admire you, Michael, and words can't express how happy I am to be able to talk to one of my heroes. So thank you for your time. Six-time world champion, Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever have picked up a boxing glove, Michael Carbajar.
I really appreciate that. That's very happy. I'm very happy to hear that from you. I mean, from all my fans, like you said, you followed me. That's unbelievable. I wouldn't have even thought anybody would have been following me. It's great. It's just grateful to hear that coming from you, coming from all my fans, and I really, really appreciate that, Grant. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And I'll tell Jeff Fennick, I'll call him today and tell him I spoke to you and you said hello.
Okay, I will tell him. Please tell him, Mr. Roughness. That's what I call him. He's rough. So
he's a bad boy.
any day that I get over there, I would give you a call. Believe me. All right, Grant.
Thank you, Michael. God bless. Thank you. Have a great day.
God bless also.
See you,
Take
my
care.
friend. Bye.
Okay. Bye.